Hi YouTube, this is RubbleNuts1 here, and today I've got episode 13, Betrayal, to review. Betrayal deals with two main plots. The first being Moira's shady dealings being part of the undertaking that forces Oliver to inevitably go after his mother. The second plot deals with Laurel and Detective Lance betraying one another. On the island, we meet Slade Wilson, the real Deathstroke, bringing with it the revelation that there are two Deathstrokes on the island. First, we shall deal with the present-day aspects of the episode. The phone plot point that started in episode 9, given to Laurel in episode 10, comes back this episode. Detective Lance tries to use her to capture the Hood in this episode, and he is very driven to bring down the Hood, who he says is everything that he despises. Laurel and Detective Lance have been changed by the Hood's arrival, and they are starting to see justice very differently, especially Laurel, who is starting to tiptoe her way towards becoming the Black Canary. Cyrus Vance is the main villain in this episode and is played by David Anders, who also played a villain in Heroes. However, unlike in Heroes, where there was at least some compelling aspects to his hero's character, Vance wasn't very interesting as a villain. And unlike characters like Vertigo and the Royal Flush Gang, he lacks anything that would really make him interesting for me. However, he did drive a wedge between Detective Lance and Laurel, paralleling the wedge between Oliver and Moira. I like the fact that Oliver takes the initiative this episode to separate himself as the Hood from Laurel, having put her in danger. Oliver is a man who is very, very driven to his cause. He separates his activities as the Hood to his social life. And as the Hood, he lives a very, very solitary life. And I like the fact that he separates himself from the Hood, as most superheroes seem to struggle with that aspect. The Hood knows he's dangerous, and Laurel knows it too, which is why the Hood separating himself seems so natural. Laurel, however, seems to feel a sense of purpose being with the Hood, I think. Similar to how Lois Lane in Smallville felt a purpose with the Blur. And I do get that aspect between her and the Hood. Apart from, it's a developing relationship rather than something that happens right off the bat. Oliver and Moira face off at the end of the episode, which is one of the best cliffhangers I have ever seen in a TV show. This face-off was inevitable given Moira's part in the undertaking. Oliver deliberates on if he should act on this, and he is emotionally compromised as he can't handle his mother maybe being one of his enemies. And this has been built up for a couple of episodes and was paid off very well in this episode. On the island, we are introduced to the real Slade Wilson, revealing there are two Deathstrokes. I like the backstory behind the Deathstroke characters. And I like the fact that they're Australian secret spies sent there to extract Yao Fei from the island. And I find the fact that they were secret spies very, very compelling. And the origin to the mask hid their identities from those on the island. I just really, really liked that. And I think that this adds a great story element, adding more weight on Slade Wilson's character, supporting his character's fighting prowess, and how he learned how to fight. And Slade Wilson knows how to survive on the island and begins to develop Oliver's own fighting skills in this episode. Manu Bennett plays Deathstroke really, really well, and it was nice to see him as an honest man. It should be interesting to see how this honesty sort of gets filtered out, and how this honest man falls and becomes Deathstroke. Once again, this episode was great, good cliffhangers, and nice introduction to Slade Wilson's character. Thank you for listening to me. If you have any comments, please don't hesitate to comment on these Arrow reviews, and subscribe for more Arrow reviews coming very soon. Bye.